We find ourselves playing dual roles as both spectators and participants in the complicated ballet of social relations. Life is a large stage, and we find ourselves playing both roles simultaneously. Every day, we interact with other people, and we frequently communicate with them through nonverbal clues, such as facial expressions, gestures, and words that are not spoken. These cues disclose facts that are buried just below the surface. Despite the fact that a great deal of information is kept hidden behind these encounters, there is always a more profound level of communication that may be accessed by those who are aware of where to look. Understanding the profound language of unsaid words and interpreting the silent symphony of emotions that are buried behind every gesture, every pause, and every tone. Change is not just about catching deceptions or misunderstandings. It is about grasping an understanding of the profound language of unspoken words. By acquiring the skill of reading between the lines, we not only give ourselves the opportunity to form deeper, more significant connections with other people, but we also develop a more profound comprehension of the nature of humans. Today, we are going to investigate the process of deciphering this language that is silent. We're going to go into the art of seeing past the masks that people wear and into the genuine selves that they may be concealing, drawing on the ancient knowledge of Stoicism. This voyage will not only change the way you conceive of other people, but it will also change the way you comprehend yourself. It is possible to have more authentic relationships if you are able to comprehend the unwritten language of emotion, tone, and body language. This is because it can help you to have more meaningful interactions. I have a tiny request for you. If you find the information that we are providing today to be beneficial, please click the subscribe button and remain with us throughout the entirety of the video. Every moment is brimming with realizations that have the potential to alter the way you make sense of the world around you and interact with it. The phrase, "tell me more," is a device that is both straightforward and effective in deciphering this, a form of silent communication. Despite the fact that it could appear to be a trivial request, this invitation provides the other person with a secure environment in which they can freely express themselves without the risk of being judged or interrupted. When you ask someone to tell me more, you are not only requesting extra information, you are also demonstrating that you are actually there, that you are open to hearing what the other person has to say, and that you value their point of view. This straightforward expression has the power to alter how people view you, transforming a mundane conversation into an authentic exchange of ideas. Most importantly, it demonstrates that you are willing to listen to more than what is immediately apparent. It is more likely that a person will go beyond the surface details, expressing personal tales, views, and sometimes even their vulnerabilities, when they have the experience of being properly heard. In addition to facilitating the acquisition of information, the phrase, "tell me more," is also used to facilitate the development of rapport, trust, and connection. Especially in times of heightened emotion or stress, asking someone to share more might help to settle the conversation by sending the message that you are there to listen and not to judge what they have to say. A change occurs in the dynamic of the interaction, and they are more prone to open up to one another. Through the use of this method, it is possible to uncover not only the facts of a situation, but also the emotional and psychological foundations that lie behind someone's viewpoint in the context of personal or professional interactions. It is not that you are trying to manipulate the debate. Rather, you are fostering a more profound and significant dialogue. It is necessary to put aside your own ego and concentrate on the core of the other person, which is to say, to understand them in their current state, rather than in the way that you would like them to be. Relationships develop as a result of this process, becoming more profound and genuine as you connect with one another, on a level that transcends the communication of words. Stoicism offers a number of valuable ideas, one of which is that genuine character is shown not in situations in which individuals are conscious that they are being watched, but rather in situations in which they are unguarded and appear to be of little consequence. Take into consideration a co-worker who, while they are present at a meeting, is warm and engaging, but as soon as they leave the room, they become cold and dominant. The shifts in behavior that they exhibit provide a glimpse into their true nature and provide hints about how they perceive themselves and others. Those who are confident in themselves and have a real respect for others have a tendency to engage in interactions that are consistent, regardless of whether they are speaking to the chief executive officer or the janitor. They are aware that every individual is an integral part of the fabric of existence and that they are all deserving of receiving the same amount of respect and care. Altering one's behavior in response to one's perceived social rank or status may indicate that the individual is struggling with feelings of insecurity and is attempting to conceal more profound feelings of inadequacy by putting on a front of dominance. You can begin to piece together a more full picture of someone's character by adopting an attitude of non-judgmental observation and observing them without passing judgment. The purpose of this is not to establish prejudices or to pass judgment. Rather, it is to acquire insights that will influence how you interact with people in a variety of settings. For instance, you might make the decision to be more careful when trusting someone who treats others cruelly behind closed doors. Alternatively, you might realize that a colleague who appears to be aggressive is actually feeling insecure and in need of reassurance. Approaching these insights with empathy is the most important thing to do. Even if having an understanding of the reasons behind someone's behavior does not justify unpleasant actions, it does shed light on where such actions came from. It is helpful to approach a co-worker who is resistant to change with greater sympathy if you are aware that they may have been through a period of their life that was marked by upheaval. In this compassionate approach, it is not only about making concessions for challenging behavior. Rather, it is about fostering better communication and smoother interactions by viewing the full person, not just their surface reactions. When it comes to a person's beliefs and priorities, emotions themselves serve as potent indicators, even more so than body language and tone of voice. For instance, if you are in a meeting and a colleague reacts strongly to a proposal, whether with enthusiasm or frustration, this might disclose a great deal about the underlying motives that they are pursuing. Those individuals who become excited at the mere suggestion of innovation are likely to place a high value on growth and creativity, whilst those who become uncomfortable with the idea of change may place a higher priority on security and stability. Having an understanding of these emotional responses enables you to handle future conversations more effectively, allowing you to demonstrate empathy for the anxiety or excitement that they are experiencing. On the other hand, negative responses are not the only kind of emotions. Finding out what makes someone happy or excited can be just as instructive as finding out what they enjoy. When you are aware of the things that actually bring joy to another person, whether it be a difficult task or a weekend getaway, you are better able to connect with them on a more profound level. You are able to strengthen ties in both professional and personal situations by engaging with others in ways that resonate with their passions through the use of these little personal details. Mirroring, which occurs when one person subconsciously imitates the motions or speech patterns of another, is a form of non-verbal communication that is extremely revealing. When there is a strong sense of rapport or connection between persons, this is something that frequently occurs. When you observe that another person is imitating your body language, It is an indication that they feel connected with you and may even be unintentionally signaling their comfort or trust in you. As a form of silent affirmation of connection and a physical statement of shared comprehension, mirroring serves as a significant function. One further essential component of this unspoken language is maintaining eye contact. One of the most common expressions is that the eyes are the windows to the soul, and this is, in many respects, appropriate. Eye contact is a signal that someone is totally engaged, present, and receptive to the interaction that is taking place. When they maintain eye contact, when they are having a conversation, eye contact may be a powerful tool for conveying confidence and assertiveness in a professional context. It also demonstrates that a person is dedicated to the conversation that is currently taking place. On the other hand, if someone repeatedly avoids eye contact, it may be an indication that they are uncomfortable or that they are concealing something, whether it be an opinion, a thinking, or even the truth. Nevertheless, it is essential to keep in mind that deciphering body language involves a certain amount of complexity. By way of illustration, a person's arms crossed may appear to be a defensive gesture. Nevertheless, it could just as readily be a message that the person is feeling cold or that they are simply comfortable in that position. In a similar vein, although eye contact might be interpreted as a sign of trust, the sense that it conveys can be considerably altered by cultural variations. In some societies, making direct eye contact is considered to be a sign of respect, whereas in others, it may be considered potentially hostile. The ability to read non-verbal cues in concert with the larger context of the interaction is the single most important thing. Learning to read between the lines of human contact is, at its foundation, about cultivating deeper connections with other people. The capacity to fully listen, both to what is said and to what is not said, has the potential to revolutionize relationships, whether in the context of business or in one's personal life. To see the true human being that lies underneath the surface, it is necessary to look past the scripted phrases and polished personas that are presented to the public. Additionally, as you start to pay attention to these nuances, you will not only get a deeper awareness of other people, but you will also build a deeper understanding of yourself. When you observe other people with compassion, you may also learn to show yourself the same kindness and understanding that you show to other people. Therefore, the next time you are having a discussion, make an effort to pay attention to the words that are not uttered, such as the pauses, the changes in tone, and the small gestures that add layers of meaning. The stories that individuals tell, the feelings that lie behind their words, and the manner in which they move through the world when they believe no one is watching them should all be taken into consideration. Through this action, you will be able to uncover a deeper level of communication that goes beyond the surface, which will assist you in developing connections that are more meaningful and genuine.